So we need to have a proper certification in order to become an energy manager or an energy auditor. So the question arises, which agency conducts these certification exams? So we have Bureau of Energy Efficiency, abbreviated as BEE. The Government of India set up Bureau of Energy Efficiency BEE on 1st March 2002 under the provision of the Energy Conservation Act 2001. The mission of this Bureau of Energy Efficiency is to assist in developing policies and strategies with a thrust on self-regulation and market principles within the overall framework of Energy Conservation Act 2001, with the primary objective of reducing energy intensity of Indian economy. It works in order to achieve reduced energy consumption in India. So BEE is meant to keep an eye on energy consumption pattern in India. Okay, now BEE comes under Energy Conservation Act 2001. So it becomes important for us to know what is this Energy Conservation Act and what it is all about. So Energy Conservation Act 2001, table number 52 of 2001, which was initiated on 29th of September 2001. It is an act to provide for efficient use of energy and its conservation. Okay, so there are total 10 chapters in the Energy Conservation Act. Okay, so chapter number 1 deals about its commencement, its extent, its introduction. Chapter number 2 deals about incorporation of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, as we discussed in the previous slide. Chapter number 3 is dealing with all the assets and liabilities, that is the dependents on and employees of Energy Management Center. Obviously, if you're having such a big Bureau of Energy Efficiency, it will have certain employees, it will have laborers. You have to look after their salaries, about their offices. So many liabilities they are having. So all these things are being looked after by the Energy Conservation Act. The 4th chapter deals with the power and functions of the Bureau. Bureau means Bureau of Energy Efficiency. The 5th chapter is dealing with the power of central government to enforce efficient use of energy and its conservation. Chapter number 6 deals with the power of state government to enforce certain provisions for efficient use of energy and its conservation. Chapter number 7 is dealing with the grants and loans by central governments. Then chapter number 8 is dealing with the penalty. Obviously, if there isn't proper management of power factor, there are penalty being imposed. Even as a consumer, we face the same kind of difficulty. If we are having lagging power factor, then we become a part of paying penalty. So then there has to be certain provision in the Energy Conservation Act. So it has been implemented in chapter number 8. Chapter number 9 is dealing with Appellate Tribunal. Appellate means you might have heard the word appeal court. Yeah, it deals with the product and goods taxes. So similarly, you have a great website regarding the Appellate Tribunal for electricity also. Okay, so the chapter number 9 deals with this Appellate Tribunal of electricity. Okay, then chapter number 10, the power of central government to issue directions to the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So all these things come under the Energy Conservation Act 2001. Now, the role of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So what are the roles? Now let us see. First of all, it creates awareness. It could be through television, it could be through radios. It creates awareness to use efficient energy techniques, to use technology. Like we all see in television ads, the promos, and that is why we are aware that LED gives less energy consumption as compared to the tube lights. So these awareness campaigns had been run by BEE. That is why the awareness has been created and we know everything. Okay. Similarly, they arrange and organize training programs. They also arrange training program for faculty members, for students, for industries, okay, the laborers, the officials, for everyone they arrange program, they conduct programs and they conduct training, okay. So they also aim at strengthening the consultancy services in the field of energy conservation. Okay, so consultancy services, they also provide the consultancy services. Okay, then they promote research and development. People doing the PhD in the same domain, okay. It is a specified branch of engineering, energy management systems. People do masters in it. People do PhD in it. So that doctorate degree is also based on energy management system, the efficiency, how to enhance the efficiency. Okay, so there is a lot of scope of development in this particular field. Okay, and they also aim at developing testing and certification procedure and promote testing facilities. They have so many labs throughout India in order to see the smooth functioning of energy management systems. Okay, they are continuously involved in solid testing, okay, of different industries. So these also are being looked after by BEE. They formulate and facilitate implementation of pilot projects and demonstration projects. This is also a part of creating awareness. They are making projects, they are demonstrating these projects in order to have a proper know-how among the people at India, okay, to have energy saving, to have cost reduction. Okay, they also promote the use of energy efficient processes, equipments, devices and systems. I'll come at this point number 7 in the next slide again. Now point number 8, taking steps to encourage preferential treatment for use of energy efficient equipment or appliances. Again, we'll be studying this in detail in the next slide, because we are having so many appliances. Who keeps a track on these appliances? Who keeps a record of the energy efficiency of these appliances, whether they are worth or not? What rating should they have? It is all about the role of BEE, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Then it promotes innovative financing of energy efficiency projects. Even if you all are working on energy efficiency projects, if you are working on energy management systems, it is more likely for you all to get your project funded, okay, by government agencies. That is also possible. So there are so many benefits. Okay, then give financial assistance to the institution for promoting efficient use of energy and its conservation. See how many work they are doing. Prepare educational curriculum on efficient use of energy and its conservation. So now we are studying EMA. Okay, so more or less the syllabus has been designed as per the pattern they give in their certification examination. So it would be of benefit to you if you study this subject seriously and then appear for the certification exam. You could become an energy manager or an energy auditor, you never know. Then implement international cooperation programs relating to efficient use of energy and its conservation. Okay, they are having several tie-ups with internationally, okay, with other countries, so that they could bring the latest technology in India, and here we could take the maximum benefit and get we have an efficient energy system. Okay, then As I was talking about point number 7, I told you we have so many appliances where you can see the ratings. Who decides all these things, The label, this is the label for a refrigerator. You can see the count the stars within color strip. So more stars means more saving. We all know this. And we are so much attracted. We see the refrigerators, we see the LED televisions. Okay, they have rating. 5-star rating means wow, too good. है ना? 1-star rating means no, average, no, poor performance is there. So we are so much, it's so much justified to, at a glance we can make out what this appliances worthy to be taken or not. So the energy, the electricity units being consumed in a year, that is also being displayed on it. Okay, but we normally do not notice this. It is the logo of BEE, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Okay, so who is monitoring all these things? The Bureau of Energy Efficiency is monitoring all these star ratings in different appliances. Moreover, it is also managing smooth functioning and conduction of various certification examinations as we discussed earlier. So let us see about the certification examination that BEE takes. Okay, so for that we have these links. These links are for the certification exam of energy manager and energy auditor. Okay, so let us see what it is. Okay, let us see the eligibility criteria. Let us have a glance, quick glance at these sites. This is National Certification Exam for Energy Managers and Energy Auditors. You can see here what all functions they do. They perform an achieved rate scheme, standards and labeling programs, demand site management. So many things they do, okay, apart from conducting the examinations. These are the 4 books. Once you pay the examination fees of BEE, okay, you will get these 4 books being posted to your address. Okay, you need to study from all these 4 books and you need to appear for the examination. So this is the site and all the notifications will come up on this site. Okay, so as in what dates the examination the form would be commenced, and then what would be the last date for the filling of the forms, the registration, and then what dates will be the examination. So all these things you can see on this site. So link has been provided to you. Okay, then another site I've opened for you is the eligibility criteria. So for energy managers, the candidates should possess any of the following qualification. Obviously graduation, okay. So graduation with 3 years of work experience. Okay, so after your engineering, you can go for 3 years of work experience, then you can appear for this examination. If you say that I want to do my post-graduation program, then after that you need only 2 years of work experience, okay. So you could be graduate engineer with postgraduate degree in management or equivalent with 2 years of work experience. Okay, that is also possible. Then diploma engineer, if you have already done polytechnic and you have come into engineering, that is also possible. But in that case, you need to have a 6 years of work experience. Okay, so all these things. And if you are a science graduate, then you need to have 5 years of work experience. For energy auditors, now this is for energy auditor, you need to be a engineering graduate with 3 years of work experience. And if you have done your post-graduation program, then you need to have 2 years of work experience. Okay, so many things are now here described. Okay, you can go through this portal and check out if you are eligible or not. Okay, obviously you need to have experience in order to appear for this examination. So why study twice if you can cover your syllabus into this course? Okay, so it would enhance your knowledge about energy management systems and auditing. So this all about, this is the site I had opened. I was talking about Appellate Tribunal for Electricity. So they have their own site and they are managing all these energy requirements and trading. Okay. Then, so we have all these things.